as Boise student athletes Derek Marks, Montego Alford, and James Webb III. Coach, if you'd like, you can start with an opening statement, and we'll open the floor for questions for our student athletes.
That was a great, hard-fought ball game. They made a few shots down the stretch that were backbreakers. We had trouble stopping them in the second half, but comes down to one or two possessions. A great basketball game.
Questions for our student athletes? Yep, here on the right.
Derek, just kind of walk us a little through kind of what happened on the last possession, what you saw out there.
I caught in the corner, and I saw number 24 coming to double, so I held it for a couple seconds. Then when he went away, I made a move, and I missed the shot.
Here on the right.
Looked like there was some contact there. Do you think you were fouled?
I mean, the ref didn't call it, so I guess not.
Here in the back, Tim.
Yeah, Derek, just talk about how frenzied it was out there, though. Y'all are playing on their home floor. There's 12,000. Their coach just said it's the loudest you ever heard it here. Just how frenzied was it out there trying to play in that?
Well, I don't think their home court advantage mattered too much, but it was a good atmosphere. It was loud at certain points of the game. So they had a good crowd tonight.
On the right here.
James, James, would you agree with what Derek said, that the home court advantage didn't matter too much, or did you notice it out there?
I mean, everybody notices it when they had their little runs and things like that, but it didn't matter to us, really. We came out there and played our game. The ball just happened to bounce their way this time.
Here in front again.
Derek, just what are your emotions, sitting up here now, just that this game's over and your season's over and your career at Boise State is over, and just the way it ended?
It didn't end the way I expected it to, but it's going to be pretty hard to take off this jersey for the last time. These past 4 years have been the best experience of my life, and I won't ever forget it, and I'll carry it throughout the rest of my life.
Yep, here on the right.
Tigo, I know obviously lately hadn't been able to score a ton, but got really involved in the first half. How much did you put on your shoulders to try to give this team a little bit of a spark?
I just wanted to come out and put it all on the floor for my teammates and, just be a leader, that second leader, and just try to help my teammates as much as possible. And I just was feeling pretty good tonight.
Here again.
James, just how tough is it for the season to end like this? You're up by 7, I think, with like 4 minutes left, and for them to come back and for it to end on a play like that, just how tough is it for it to end like that?
I mean, it's very tough. You don't want to lose by 1 point, especially in the game to get into the tournament. So it's just a learning tool.
Here on the right.
Derek, it seems like you guys were able to, for the most part, kind of weather the storm whenever they would come back, and you guys would get some nice runs going. What was it about this team being able to do that? It seems like you did that all year, especially on the road, just kind of being able to handle that and make some nice runs.
Well, yeah, going back to last year, and that's something we weren't able to do. And this year, we took a big step forward being able to close out the games. And for this to happen, I mean, it hurts, but I knew everybody in my locker room did and everything they could for us to win.
Here on the right again.
Derek, these guys next year are going to be back next season. Just looking ahead, and how good is Boise State going to be, even without you there?
Well, if they work as hard as I did, they'll be in the Final Four.
Any further questions? All right, Derek, Montego, and James, thank you for your time. Congratulations on your season. Questions for Coach Rice. Turn right.
Coach, I know wasn't trying to be too much made of this being in Dayton's arena, but could you feel it? Or, I mean, was it really noticeable, and did it have much of an effect on your team?
Well, I'll start by saying this, that I won't, the focus shouldn't be on that. The focus should be on Dayton, made some big plays down the stretch, made some big shots down the stretch. Now, it is definitely a tough environment to play in, but I'm proud of my guys. They don't lean on that as an excuse. They don't, they just took it as a competition, and that's how we took it, and that's how we approached it. That place is loud, and it has an effect on the game, no question, as far as what a good home court advantage it is. I mean, I was yelling, trying to get a timeout at the end on that last possession. It couldn't be heard, So that kind of stuff does affect you. But again, like I said, I'm proud of our guys, and credit should be given to Dayton. They made big shots in the last 4 minutes, and we just couldn't get a stop, and that's a sign of a good team. And you, at this point of the season, there's all good teams around. There's a lot of them, and I think there was 2 good teams going at it, and they made a few more plays down the stretch than we did.
Talk a little bit about it. You had held them to 29% in the first half.
Yeah.
It seemed like Dayton, to get back in, had to take it inside, play more of a physical game. The second half was very physical. Talk about that, the physicality of the game, and how it got physical late. Because I know you seem to be, pretty aggressive about some of the calls late. It seemed like the physicality of the game, came down to, Dayton took it inside and made some plays on the inside.
I don't think I was very aggressive. That's no, I think those guys low in the low block drive a hard bargain, and so you're kind of faced with, do you double them, do you not double them? And they do a good job of isolating them in there, and so we kind of threw it on and off a little bit. And then what helped them though is they made some perimeter shots, and then just a couple key rebounds that looked like we had, and then they ended up hitting a 3 off one of them when we were up 9. So I thought that was a really big play. So it was both. It was both the inside and the outside, and they got us a little more spread out because they were shooting the ball a lot better too. So that affected the game.
Turn right.
Yeah, and what would you see on the final play there with Derek? There was obviously contact. Did you see a foul?
What can you say? You just, it's a tough position, and like I said, I was trying to yell for a timeout when, right when Iggy was inbounding it still, and then when Derek got it, I was still kind of, but that was futile. Nobody could hear me. So, but you had it in your best guy's hands, and their kid did a good job. They did a good job keeping him from penetrating.
Yep, you're on the right.
Coach, just considering what this game was, the fact that it had been 28 years since your team was a team like yours was in a position like this and came so close. I mean, what's the emotion like, for you guys, all things considered now?
Well, it's a tough one to swallow because, my seniors, and these guys are playing good basketball, and that's the hardest part about the NCAA tournament, losing a game, and it's the last one. It's the last one I get to coach Derek Marks for. I've had him for a long time, and special kid, and not just Derek, all 5 of my seniors, really special kids, and we were having a lot of fun, and these guys were enjoying themselves and wanted to keep playing, and so that's the worst emotion, and that's the hardest part, because I think this, you never know what this team could have done if you kept going, and so I guess that's probably the emotion that you struggle with the most.
Back right.
Coach, I know you want to put the focus on the game, but just talking in general, should any team in the NCAA tournament have to go through what you guys went through tonight, as far as where you played?
I don't think that's the spirit of the NCAA tournament, as far as, it's supposed to be neutral courts and that kind of thing. Again, I'm not on the committee. I'm not, part of that. And it was the hand that we were dealt. My guys, one of our things that we don't make excuses, and we don't, as a coaching staff, we don't, as players, we don't. So we played the cards that we were dealt, and we played them well. I mean, I was proud of our effort. I was proud of our weathering the storms, because that place got loud. You know, it's just circumstances that it happened, and you know, I'm not. You know, there's a lot of people that know more about the situation and why it happened and how it can happen, and but it's not for me to say.
Any further questions for Coach Rice? Last two.
Coach, I know it's, you know, next season's so far away, but I mean, you lose a guy like Derek, but you get back a lot of these guys that
Yeah.
played a big role tonight too. How excited are you? I mean, in a way, you know, for what might be ahead for your program.
Well, you know, we're building a program there, and you know, our guys are getting better and better, and you know, Derek was a great role model, like he said. If these guys all work as hard as he did, you know, if Anthony works as hard as he did in the offseason going into his senior year, and all these other guys that we got back, and the guys we have coming in, you know, we're going to have a special year next year. We're going to have a special team. It's a long ways down the road right now, probably the last thing on my mind. But again, it goes back to the seniors, though. What a great example. And in building a program, you know, these guys are the cornerstone that built, you know, that started building this thing. And they went to 2 NCAA tournaments, and, you know, they won 20 games, 3 out of their 4 years. So this year, 25. And, you know, it was a season of firsts, all the things that they accomplished. First time hitting the rankings, first time, you know, winning all these tough games that we were in, and at tough places, and you know, winning the Mountain West. So they accomplished some special things. So I'm gonna really appreciate that first, and then, like I said, though, but we are really excited about the future of what we have.
Last question here.
That was kind of my question, but when you look back and what's going to be your lasting memory of this team, and just your thoughts, you know, 5 years from now of what this team was able to accomplish.
Well, you know, that when we brought these guys in, this is what we had envisioned for them, is the building of a program, and not just a team, but a program. And, you know, I would say that these seniors certainly did that for us, and, you know, they modeled great behavior. I mean, you saw them, like I said, they didn't make excuses. They didn't make, you know, point fingers, or they never came apart. They were great teammates to each other, and you know, great representatives of Boise State University. And so, you know, and like probably maybe the most important thing, great role models for these young guys, and what needs to happen in our program, and what needs to happen for the future for us to be good. So couldn't be more proud of these guys. And I told them that in the locker room, and, you know, that's the killer part of the NCAA tournament is you're done, and I don't get to coach these guys anymore.
Coach, thank you for your time. Congratulations on your season.
Thank you.